So this is Baruch here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and this is another shiur here in Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. Now, after reading the 13 principles that he brought, that I really feel that a lot of what he's doing here by bringing us the Rambam and the statement that the Rambam has made is really an answer to what we live in a Christian society and the different kind of ideas that Christians have about what is really going on in the world, about the Messiah, and so on and so forth. And I think what I'd like to do is just really quickly, is I'd like to review the 13 principles before we go to the next piece. The 13 principles are, I believe with perfect faith that God is the creator and ruler of all things. He alone has made, does make, and will make all things. Number 2, I believe with perfect faith that God is one. There is no unity that is in any way like his. He alone is our God. He was, he is, and he will be. I believe with perfect faith that God does not have a body. Physical concepts do not apply to him. There is nothing whatsoever that resembles him at all. Now, this is a direct response to Christianity. I believe with perfect faith that God is first and last. I believe with perfect faith, number 5, that it is only proper to pray to God. One may not pray to anyone or anything else because everything is him. I believe with perfect faith that all the words of the prophets are true. I believe with perfect faith that the prophecy of Moses is absolutely true. He was the chief of all prophets, both before and after him. I believe with perfect faith that the entire Torah that we now have is that which was given to Moses. I believe with perfect faith that this Torah will not be changed and that there will never be another Torah given by God. I believe with perfect faith that God knows all of man's deeds and thoughts. He is within us. He is within every cell of us, every molecule. It is thus written. He has molded every heart together. He understands what each one does. I believe with perfect faith that God rewards those who keep his commandments and punishes those who transgress his commandments. Number 12, I believe with perfect faith in the coming of the Messiah. No matter how long it takes, I will await his coming every day. I believe with perfect faith that the dead will be brought back to life when God wills it to happen. Those are the 13 principles. Now, excuse me, these are little short books. When I say they're little, there's a lot in these books, and we're going to go to the next one, which is called The Infinite Light, a book about God written by Aryeh Kaplan. Now, as we do, we're going to go to the introduction, which is written by this rabbi whose name is Rabbi Baruch Taub. He says, the first man was speechless when confronted by the divine question, where are you? Now let me read it again. The introduction is The Infinite Light, a book about God. We, his descendants, we are the descendants of the first man and woman. We, his descendants, are inarticulate in our response to man's question, where is God? God asked us, where are you? We're asking, where is God? Achieving an awareness as God is a difficult task. The pursuit of that awareness involves relentless study and questioning as well as mitzvah observance and Torah living. As Jews, we do not rely on dreams and heavenly manifestations to actualize God's presence in our lives. The true appreciation of a purposeful, personal God can only derive from a purposeful life, in accordance with a purposeful creation. The first human being to recognize the existence of God through his own observation was Abraham. Some commentaries say that this spectacular feat was accomplished at the age of 46, when his mental powers had attained their greatest acuity. Others maintain it was at the age of 3 that Abraham experienced the original auto-induced personal revelation. In other words, he discovered it by himself. Rebbe Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, the Kotzker Rebbe, explains that even according to the former opinion, Abraham's first 46 years were not wasted on the impotent emptiness of idolatry. They were years of searching, of questioning, of developing into the mysteries of human and universal existence. When, at age 46, Abraham achieved the pinnacle of man's sensitivity to creation, it was not a thunderclap, not an apparition that preceded this discovery, but rather the calm, steady reflection of Abraham's magnificent mind and gigantic spirit. It is instructive that it was Abraham, the paragon of righteousness in human affairs, who was privileged to be the first to recognize God and to understand his concern for human behavior. In contemporary society, particularly among young people, we sense a not quite conscious stirring of movement within humanity which searches and strives for meaning in life. Logotherapy, a school of psychodynamics projects meaning as the central idea of human existence. I guess the phrase is in life, a school of psychodynamic projects, meaning as the central idea of human existence. There is a sense that man cannot achieve happiness purely through satisfaction of material goals. The high statistics of suicide in developed countries, as well as the almost universal statement that life seemed meaningless by attempted suicide, attest to this fact. Ultimately, searching for meaning is striving for God. This book was conceived as an atlas to aid the searching Jew in mapping his personal journey, in the quest for the ultimate meaning of human existence, the knowledge of God, his Torah, and of man's duty to observe the truths embodied in it. Rabbi Yehuda Halevi once wrote, "If I were to see him in a dream, I would continue to sleep forever." We present work in the hope that it will enable us to better see him in our lives, so that we may indeed seize our portion of eternity. So this was written, this is the year 5783. This was written, it's like 40 some odd years ago, because it was written shortly after the passing of Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. Now we're going to stop here right here because we're going to get into the next piece. This is Baruch Fleischman of the Tikkun Elevator Kola. You could see that we're going to talk about foundations. There's going to be some ideas, some very, very beautiful Jewish ideas.